What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So let me say this, because I'm seeing a lot of people saying, "Oh, so this is why they changed the game." This is why they got rid of that stuff. These old guys, they didn't understand that. Well, no, we didn't like seeing people get fucking hurt. I didn't like seeing people get injured. We thought that stuff was beyond the pale back then. But what we did like, at least what I know I liked, was I loved I'm in the minority, but I loved the NBA from 1996, 97 through the early 2000s. I loved the low scoring games. I loved to watch the Miami Heat and New York Knicks play and the final score is 77, 73. I loved it when it was strangle holding offenses because then we got to really see who the great scorers were. A lot of these guys are playing today. The game is so free flowing. You're yakking up 23s, 43s a team. The physical, presence as far as defense is non-existent at times. The most you get is a guy who's about 3 feet in front of you or 4 feet in front of you, putting his hand in your face. Where before, the defender had a lot more influence on the game. And the guys who were the great scorers, the guys who were the elite scorers, the guys who had a multitude of moves to go to, they were the only ones averaging 25 points or more. And if you look at the leading scorers from the early 2000s, that wasn't a lot of guys. That was a small portion of players. Physical, yes. Hurting people, nah. That's why people didn't like the Detroit Pistons. Well, the bad boy Pistons. So I digress to this situation. This is a problem that the league needs to address with these guys, with these types of fouls. They're not really making a play on the ball, and if anything, they're just sort of it's cheap shots. It's cheap shots. You can't make a play on the ball. So what you're doing is you're cheap shotting these guys, and you're putting their health at risk. We already saw Alex Caruso get hurt from this earlier this year from Grayson Allen. We've seen a multitude of other situations where this has occurred. What Dylan Brooks did to Gary Payton Jr. to me was nothing but, in my opinion, a revenge for what Draymond Green did. But what Dylan Brooks did was more egregious. He smacked him on the side of the head, man. I mean, that's not even a play on the. I mean, at that point, what's the excuse you're making? Oh, well, it's just the playoffs, man. It's supposed to be, man. Fuck you. I seen some Memphis Grizzly fans say that shit. Yeah, you weren't saying that when Draymond Green did what he did, cocksucker. And yeah, I said it like that, cocksucker. Got him all. Nah, but then, man, get out of here, man. Gary Payton Jr. is in the fucking air. You do that, and then you don't even try to even though it still would have been a flagrant one. You don't even try to brace the dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least Draymond was claiming that when he yanked him, he tried. Oh well, I thought he would have came down even harder. I'm trying to, gravity. Whatever the fuck Draymond bullshit excuse was. Gary Payton Jr. came down. He tried to brace himself with his arm. He fractured his elbow. It kind of reminded me of, I think it was a similar situation with, I can't remember exactly the entire play, but I remember it was about 2010, Rajon Rondo, who's with the Boston Celtics, came down and his arm actually bent inward. And I don't think he fractured his elbow, but he came very damn close. I think he was out for the rest of the game. He might have missed the next game, or he came back, but his arm was very, very sore. I can't remember. I can't remember all the details anymore. But yeah, this has been going on for a while, man. The NBA, and they got to do something about this shit. They got to do something about this. Um, Players are getting hurt. Now the Warriors, and matter of fact, Memphis, they clearly wanted to send a message to the Warriors last night. With that play, Draymond Green being hit. I think what's it called? Got slapped in the face. Andrew Wiggins, Curry. They clearly was trying to send a message to the Warriors that we're not going to let you fuck us up. We're not going to outmuscle us. You know, and I get that part of it, man. But damn, now you've taken you've taken Gary Payton out of the game. He's one of their best defenders. I think he's going to be out for the rest of this series, most likely, if he has a fractured elbow. So, like, damn, man, that's fucked up, man. I don't know. They need to do something about this, man. Tell me what you guys think.